So, what did you guys think of the Battlefront beta? Because it's kind of getting there's a lot of chatter on it for one thing online.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides. So, where do you guys?
I really
fall?
like it. I think it's great.
Why?
Remains to be seen if it's going to be a great game, but
Yeah.
as it stands, I think it's an incredible Star Wars thing. I think it really nails everything Star Wars, music, visual effects, audio, just the tone, everything about it just feels
I want
like
to see
Star
that
Wars.
on the box.
Yeah.
An incredible Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
IGN.com.
Yeah. So I like that a whole lot. I like the way the weapons feel. I like that everything is highly lethal. You can only take a couple shots. I like the number of things that you can just get into, whether it's
Yeah.
a vehicle or a turret or a
Yep.
setup thing or
It's
whatever.
basically what we've played at a few events, right?
Yeah, and now we get a little more insight into like how the card system works, which I don't like, and I don't like the UI. I'm not super thrilled on the controls. Like I think it has problems right now, and I think obviously because EA addressed it, it is severely in the advantage of the Empire. It is so difficult to play as
Now-
the Rebels and win.
Star Wars super fan, longtime IGNer Anthony Gallegos took
Yes.
to Twitter
Ooh.
to say that if the Rebels would just use the turrets that they're given,
Yes,
it's not a
I agree.
problem.
Those are super powerful. The problem then becomes you need people, and maybe this will come down to like when we're playing together. It's
It's all
easier.
match made right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is that nobody's going for the objectives because if you're in the objective area to bring down the shields of an AT-AT to then use the turret to kill it, you're super vulnerable. You're fish in a barrel. You're easy pickings, especially if somebody is in an AT-AT or the AT-ST.
What did you think of it, Marty?
Yeah, a lot of what I thought echoed Mitch's sentiments. I liked the maps. I was surprised by I wasn't.
Solist is awesome.
Solus is actually really cool, and I like how different the modes felt. Yeah, I think the production value is incredible. I think it captures a cinematic sort of feel in a way that a lot of multiplayer shooters don't. And maybe it's just because it's drawing from something that is obviously originally cinematic, but the way it captures the visual aesthetics and the soundscape of a Star Wars battle is perfect, and the special effects look like practical special effects from the 70s.
Every time the sparks hit a wall, I just giggle. It's so good.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm obviously not alone in playing the game. 9 million people played the beta over the weekend.
That's a lot of
folks.
people.
Yeah, that's a ton of people, and I'm super stoked to play on all the different maps. And I'm 100% on board day one. I'm curious to see how long it's going to last, especially in the fall with Halo and
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it is kind of the last, but it's the last big game
yeah.
out of those big shooters, other than
but
Rainbow
what
Six.
about Rainbow Six?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it's a busy season for multiplayer shooters.
Yeah,
I didn't. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it in the beta, but I played it E3.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of one of the people. I'm not really into it. I'm not. That doesn't mean it's a bad product.
Right.
Sure.
It's just I didn't like that I could never get to be Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker because everybody would just beeline it for those
I don't even know how to
objectives.
find that stuff.
I have no idea where
Yeah.
those coins
Yeah.
are.
I'd
for
see it on the
anything.
screen and I just try running into them and I'd be like, all right, well I didn't get it.
It used to
and
be
somebody else
earned,
always
you would
get it.
reach a kill streak. It was like the original kill streak because you got
Yeah.
10 kills and you got to play as Boba Fett. And now it's you happened to be near the thing when it appeared, and now you
Yeah.
get to play as this hero character. It's
There are
like,
pluses
this is
and minuses to both
Yeah.
ways there.
definitely.
Because you want players that maybe aren't as skilled that can't
Sure.
get a 10 kill
Yeah.
streak to be able to have a chance.
I'm
to
more
be,
likely to get a 10 kill streak than to find one of those things.
Well, that's another matter. But yeah, I came away from it. I played for one night over the weekend, and I just came away with the fact that, to me, what I played reeks of. It was almost like I could read DICE's whiteboard, their design manifesto. Goal number 1: make it feel like Star Wars, because that was my big takeaway from it. It completely nails the Star Wars feel. Mitch, you were hitting on.
Yep.
I mean, certainly the visuals, but you're saying the sound too.
Yeah, when
It's-
you're walking, as a stormtrooper, when you're running alongside the stormtroopers, even the crunch of the snow has that exact sound from The Empire Strikes Back, when they're charging through the snow.
Yeah.
Just the heavy audio of an AT-AT moving.
Yeah, the
it's
howl of the planes going overhead, right?
Yeah,
I did see an amazing GIF.
It's so good.
Everyone's seen that one. I already know what you're talking
Luke
about.
Skywalker's coming in, then all of a sudden,
Mark Hamill saw that GIF.
Yeah.
He tweeted about it.
it was so funny.
But yeah, I actually think, and I don't know how the rest of the game is going to kind of flesh out. I tried because they actually recommend that you don't jump into the Hoth map right away, the Walker Assault. So it's okay, I'll go do the single player horde mode thing.
Oh yeah,
which,
the co-op stuff is
like,
really cool
okay,
too.
that's
I liked
like
it
I
a lot.
could see where this would go, but I don't know how much ultimately there's going to be in this. We know it's 12 maps or
Yeah,
4
so
planets.
4 planets, 12 maps,
So-
and then a lot of people were worried about the amount of modes. And now I'm worried
They've
that
announced
there's
a lot of modes.
maybe there's too many. Like it
Yeah.
seems so scattershot. Of like we have this and this and this, and they're all different. You got the hero hunt, you got the droid
Yeah.
thing, and you got the deathmatch and the smaller.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Relax.
But I
focus on conquest. Just let me do that. That's all I care about is just a conquest and mode type. It's all I care about.
So I don't know how the game is going to turn out, but I think because my biggest takeaway was, holy hell, this totally feels like Star Wars, and it's going to be releasing exactly 1 month ahead of the film, Episode 7.
And the Jakku thing comes early December.
Right. It's sort of hitting at the peak of the marketing and the peak of the excitement. I actually think this game, that Battlefront, could outsell Call of Duty this year. That's how, because of that, casual players and even some hardcore ones will kind of be, I won't say Jedi mind trick to say it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but they will be just swooning over the fact that it really is the first shooter, the first
Yeah.
multiplayer shooter in forever that actually feels like Star Wars.
It's like the Batman games, you know, those appeal to mass audience, you know, not just gamers.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
because
true.
And you could see you could see a vine of the game and be like, oh my god, that looks and sounds
Yeah.
incredible. You can
Yeah.
see 10 seconds.
Yeah. Now,
Well, or even 10 seconds of like Luke jumping at an AT-ST and chopping its head off, and
Yeah.
something, or an AT-8 or an A-wing smashing into Darth Vader and killing him. Like that stuff is those are the moments where you're like, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I want to play that game.
I mean, it won't actually outsell Call of Duty because Call of
Xbox
Duty is
360
also
and PS3.
on the old gen platforms, but
Half of it.
comparable platforms. I think it's got a chance to be the top seller, even though I mean it's out two weeks after Call of Duty, but I just think it's going to be huge. I don't know how the final overall game is going to turn out. I know they announced a $50 season pass. I'm going to continue my railing
that's-
against first remasters. Now we're on to season passes on this show.
Yep.
You know, so you're looking at, and that comes with 4 expansions, the content of which they have yet to detail, and early access to those expansions by 2 weeks. So
read on IGN my feature about EA putting players first.
yeah, so you're talking about $110. You know, they ultimately want to get $110 out of their players. For $110, I'm sorry, like maybe
Games haven't gone
right.
up in price.
Maybe I'm
Everybody
old.
says on
Right.
the internet they're still only
So
$60. No,
like
they're
I
not.
don't inherently agree that a season pass is a bad thing. I think
No, I'm not saying that.
yeah, and I think just the way they have done this is the same way WB did it, and we railed against them for Batman. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot say, buy this thing for $50, you'll find out what's in it later,
Yeah.
sucker.
I mean,
Exactly
Bethesda
correct.
did the same thing with Fallout.
Yep.
Yeah.
like, you're putting an
Trust
enormous
us.
amount of trust
Yeah.
in these people who you have no reason to
Like a
trust
broken
whatsoever.
record on this show now.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't, like, maybe this will turn out to be incredible, but maybe the game doesn't turn out to be good, and maybe you don't want this. Like, there's literally no reason to do this right
I mean,
now.
maybe the game is incredible. Maybe it's the best shooter of all
Yeah.
time. Maybe the expansions are going to be equally incredible. Maybe the first expansion is a Rogue One expansion. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Does not excuse the fact that this is $50 and you haven't said a thing about what's in it.
Yeah.
That's super gross.
I know I'm old, but for $110, if I'm gonna go all in, I want like a 4 to 6 hour like sweet single player campaign that shows off all
right.
these mechanics, lets me play as Vader, maybe a 3 hours. 3 hour
Rebel,
campaign
yeah.
is one, 3 hour campaign is the other side.
I will in and out bet that one of those expansions will have a single player or co-op story in it. I think there will be like cutscenes, there will be a plot, a start and a finish.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say no.
I think there's no way
way
it's
too easy to
gonna
just
be-
do maps.
Yeah, it's gonna be maps.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
agree.
be modes.
Yeah.
It might even be that they take a series of multiplayer maps and turn it into a campaign. But I think that there
Maybe,
will be
yeah.
some
What, like Titanfall? Like that kind of
Yes.
strung together
yes.
multiplayer
There's-
maps.
I
is
do not see a world in which the response to this game, even this game will sell millions. It
Yes.
will be huge. It could be the biggest game of the year. I still think that they have a responsibility to the enormous number of people who say it is garbage that this game doesn't have a campaign. And I think they will adapt to that in the easiest way possible.
I think it's going to be like what we all guess will happen with Titanfall 2. That I think it's going to be Battlefront 2 that ships with a
Which we
single
also
player.
have an in-and-out bet for.
What was our bet over that? That it's going to
That
exist.
there won't be one by 2020.
Oh right, and I said yes, and you said
Yeah.
no. Correct. Okay.
There won't
So-
be a Battlefront 2 by 2020?
Yeah, I said they won't do one until If they do one at all, it won't be till after the new trilogy. So I'm saying after
The games won't
2020,
even
maybe
exist
yes.
then.
Oh, it'll release
right.
with. It would
Yeah.
release with the third movie, I think.
Yeah,
Probably
so
skip the
my thing
second.
is, I said
Yeah.
there will not be one by the year 2020. So if there is one in 2021,
Two falls from
whatever.
now, you crazy kooks.
No
We'll
way.
get a Battlefield next year and a Battlefront the year after.
No way.
I'm looking
Not
at it.
annualized. No way.
We're looking
No
at
way.
upwards of 5 years before this bet pays off one way or the other.
We really like
will be
In-N-Out,
the
though.
sweetest
Hopefully.
burger.
You're like, I've been waiting 5 years for this.
3 years from now, we find out In-N-Out is people. Damn it.
Well,
And you know what? It wouldn't stop me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
No.
stop me.
If that's it, then I am the world's #1 cannibal.
Yeah, just can I buy stock in this?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't. It's a private corporation. But yeah, it's so 9 million people playing, $50 season pass with 4 TBD content expansions and early access to those. But man, yeah, it's this. I just think this is going to be the game that all the kids at school will be talking about. Like, whoa, have you played Star Wars Battlefront? Like that's going to be the one.